Today in C1 Risk Training, we're going to be looking at how to launch a document request. So this is how we're going to kick off the evidence collection process in the C1 Risk platform. So we can automate this process, and we're going to show you how to do that today. Okay, so here we are in the platform and we're in one of our evidence records. We can do this in bulk, by the way, and I'll show you that at the end. But we've got our evidence record ready to go. And so now we come down to the evidence start date and end date. So this refers to basically the audit or collection period. So when an auditor is looking at documentation, they always want to make sure that they're looking at the most recent documentation, and they'll give you an indication of when a document, the last date that a document could be created. So that might be 6 to 12 months before your audit. So if you're doing an annual audit, or they'll give you a specification, but ultimately we always want that document to be the most recent, no matter how often we're collecting it. So this evidence start date is that cutoff point, effectively, that we're first going to establish. So we want to put this in the past, obviously. So this is the latest date that this evidence can be created. So in this case, I'm looking for evidence that was created after June 1st. And now I'm going to set the end date, which is the date that we're actually going to collect the evidence. So we want to set this date sufficiently in advance of the audit that we're going to have time to review the document, validate it, potentially go through internal audit, and be ready for our auditor. So this end date, again, is the date the notification will go out to the evidence owner. We need to be very, very clear of that. So you want to set this for the time that you want to actually start collecting the evidence. Okay, so in this case, we're going to be doing a November audit. So we're going to set this for October 1, 2022. And we're going to give the evidence owner 10 days to upload this evidence. That gives us 20 days to prepare, or maybe a little bit more, to prepare for our audit and get the documentation. We leave this as manual, even though we're setting up automation. Manual just means that a notification will go out to an evidence owner, where automated is an API integration in the C1 Risk platform. So if we're actually sending out a notification, we can leave this as manual, but this evidence and the document request that goes out will automate and send out based on the request frequency that we choose. So let's say we want to get this document quarterly. We can now put quarterly here. And basically what's going to happen is when the first notification goes out, based upon this end date, the start date and end date will update for the next 3 months. So this date will actually move to 10/1/2022. And then the evidence end date will move 3 months ahead to January 1, in that case, October, November, December, January 1, 2023. Let's see if I got my math right. So this one's ready to go. So we're going to save this. And now you see it's all ready to go. So I'm going to kick this off manually. Ordinarily, this would go on October 1st, 2022. But if I kick this off manually, you're going to be able to see, based on that quarterly pull, so here it is. It's due now on the 17th, those 20 days. So we count the weekends. Now if I go into DR, I can see all of that, and I can come back to the evidence record. And now you see exactly, it's moved forward those 3 months. So it goes to 10/2, so 1 day after the date that we sent it, and then 12/31 being that evidence end date, 3 months from the collection period. So that's how you automate the document request or evidence collection process in the C1 Risk platform. And that concludes our training for today. Thank you very much.